Held just a week after Taupo's third round, the final double-header round with 5 races was a bit of a gamble for organisers and racers alike in the New Zealand Superbike Road Racing Championships. With 1 race on Friday and 2 on both Saturday and Sunday and 125 points on offer, the title would be decided in 2014 here. The biggest news heading into the final round wasn't the fact that Dennis Charlotte held a 24-point lead over then second place Nick Cole in Superbikes, but that Cole, who had been a victim of a vicious assault in Taupo on the previous Sunday, would not be at Manfeild, exchanging handlebars for a broken jaw and a hospital bed. This left Charlotte sitting pretty, now 47 points away from his closest challenger, Scott Moir from Taupo. There were no such dramas in the Supersports, except those on the track. Defending champion John Ross on his Repsol Suzuki still held the points lead, but chasing hard just 28 points back was Auckland's Toby Summers on his Yamaha, with round 3 winner and TT champion Alistair Hugenbosen nipping at Summers' heels. So John Ross leads going in here at Manfeild. This double-header weekend, races on Friday and Saturday. This is the first race on Sunday morning. Supersport race, John Ross on pole position. Alongside of him, we welcome back Jaden Carrick from Wanganui on the GJ Gardner Holmes Suzuki. And diving down the inside of him looks like number 6, Jeremy Holmes. There it is, the onboard shot looking at the back of Jaden Carrick's Suzuki. 34 is Daniel Medham from Auckland. This is what's happening at the front of the field though. John Ross already starting to get away from Toby Summers. You're on board here with Summers on the Bike Talk Yamaha R6. Back into third place now. It looks like Alistair Hugenbosen has made his presence felt. Then we go back to Carrick, and then it would be James Hugenbosen by the look of it. So a good start for him coming up into the hairpin here at Manfeild. This 3.03 kilometre circuit down the Denny Holm Straight they go now. You see there that John Ross had a sneaky look behind just to see where the opposition was. You're on board here with Adam Chambers on the Total Oils Wolfpack Racing Honda. Now Adam's had a shocker of a start, so he's got a bit of work to do as we go back on board looking out the back of Jaden Carrick's Suzuki. This is the battle at the front of the field, and we've seen it so many times across this New Zealand Superbike Road Racing Championship. John Ross, the defending champion, being hounded as they head down into the Pepsi Max turn, the big sweeper at the top end here at Manfeild. And Toby Summers just about heads to the pit lane entry, decides better for it, and goes back onto the racetrack and holds on to second spot. Here comes the big charge from Adam Chambers. Well, he's been on a bit of a hot streak, has the man from Wolfpack Racing. Jamie Rajek and the team has got him fired up, and he's really come on like gangbusters over the last 2 rounds. A good round in Taupo the previous round, and a good round here on Friday and Saturday at Manfeild. This double-header to decide the 2014 New Zealand Championship. This is the Supersport brought to you by CD Boots. And you're just watching the battles further down through the field at the moment. Jeremy Holmes from Invercargill, right in behind him, James Hugenbosen, that's Ellie's brother. And then there is Adam Chambers, the man we talk about. The man we go on board here to see if he can take up a couple more spots. Down past Hugenbosen as he goes into the braking area. On the CBR 600 Triple R, there he is, bike number 64. So he's slowly making his progress to the front of the field. Back down in about 6th or 7th spot at the moment. There he is on your screen there. It's James Hugenbosen behind him. This is Toby Summers making his bid for the lead round the top end of the circuit here at Manfeild. Through the Pepsi Max sweeper they come and onto the front straight. We've got a new race leader here in the 600s. This is race number 4 of 5. John Ross, the champion-elect, if you like, being hounded at the moment, or is he going to get the spot back down into Toyota? Turn 1 here at Manfeild. He tries to dive down the inside of Summers, doesn't work for him, and that brings Alistair Hugenbosen a little bit closer into the infield section. They come now. Yamaha, Suzuki and Honda. Oh, an audacious move. Didn't quite come off there for Alistair Hugenbosen, and that's brought Jaden Carrick into the fight as well. So there's 4 line astern as they head down into the hairpin once again. Well, it's been a hallmark of the weekend here at Manfeild. The racing has been absolutely ballistic in both of the classes we're covering, both Superbike and here in the Supersport. So John Ross hunting down Toby Summers now. Alistair Hugenbosen also hunting down John Ross. Then it's Jaden Carrick. Then you've got a chance to take a breath, and then it is Adam Chambers. Oh, a problem there for Summers, and he's going to pay the price here. Had to stand the bike up as they came out of Higgins, and there is John Ross flashing down the outside on the Repsol Suzuki, and here comes Hugenbosen down the inside. So Summers goes from first. Is he going to lose second place here? He does so. Hugenbosen on the Suzuki goes into second place. Toby Summers looks behind him, and he's got company in the form of Jaden Carrick. Well, he knows all about Carrick. He's battled with him long and hard through the Suzuki Series and also through his time on the Supermoto bikes. You're on board here, looking out the back of Carrick's GJ Gardner Holmes Suzuki. Looking at the Bike Talk, Summers Plumbers Yamaha of Toby Summers, sitting third in the points title chase at the moment to the man in second place on your screens, and that is Alistair Hugenbotham. Hugenbotham on the 43. The Suzuki New Zealand Dunlop Shod GSXR 600. Up ahead of him, it's the champion-elect, and then it's Carrick who's got past Summers, so there's been another change further down through the field. And Carrick just seems to be pulling away. This is Adam Chambers. He's slowly but surely clawing his way up to this four-man bunch. In fact, five-man bunch we've got now with Chambers on the back of it. Down the long back straight they come here at Manfeild. Watch the number 64, the Honda of Adam Chambers. He didn't get a very good start, didn't have a very good qualifying position, so he had to start further down the grid, about 12th or 13th spot, I think. But now he is here, and he is here and ready to battle with the rest of them. He goes down the inside of Toby Summers as they head down across the strike once again. So Chambers has come from nowhere, and he'll be in fourth place as we go to the break. Welcome back to mighty Manfeild for the final day of the New Zealand Superbike Road Racing Championship. This is Supersport race number 4, getting to the business end of this one. It's Hugenbotham in the front, it's Ross in second place, but here comes the challenge from Adam Chambers, and down the inside of John Ross he goes. So Chambers into second place now, Hugenbotham in the front. Oh, Hugenbotham's got a problem, the hand comes up, a mechanical issue for the Suzuki Pilot, and what do you know, from 12th or 13th on the grid to first place for Adam Chambers on the Total Oils Wolfpack Racing Honda. What a comeback this has been from the man from the Hawke's Bay originally, now residing in Western Australia, and he's leading race 4 here of 5 for the Supersports. You're back on board here with Jaden Carrick. This is a battle for 3rd and 4th now. Toby Summers looking out the windshield towards Jaden Carrick. So Ross back into second place. But it is Adam Chambers. Well, he's been the story of the weekend on the Wolfpack Honda. Jamie Rajek runs this team and runs it well. And Chambers has come good. He had a shocker in the South Island by his own high standards. But he is more than made up for it here at Manfeild as the laps tick down. There's the champion-elect. Doesn't really have to race with these guys. He knows now that with Alistair Hugenbotham out and Toby Summers just one spot in front of him, he can't be beaten for the championship. But this guy is going to take out race number 4. Adam Chambers on the Wolfpack Honda gets the checkered flag. In second place, it will be Jaden Carrick from Wanganui on the Suzuki. Great to have him back in the series. And in third, it is Toby Summers. Fourth place, John Ross. But what about the ride from this man? Started well off the back. At half distance, did you think, geez, I've let them go?
Yeah, well, I got a shocker of a start. I think I was 12th or something coming around turn 1, so it was a long haul. I looked ahead and saw the front 4 with a decent lead. So yeah, I thought I'd blown it, but managed to pull some good times and reeled them in.
When Jaden Carrick blasted his GJ Gardner Holmes Suzuki off the line and passed the champion-elect John Ross, one thing was for certain. Ross didn't need to chase, having already done what he had set out to do and wrapped up the series title. Carrick was soon being reeled in by a hungry chasing pack, led by second in points Toby Summers on the Bike Talk Yamaha. Making moves of his own, race 4 winner Adam Chambers, doing what he does best, charging from the back of the field. When Chambers got by Summers at the 1/3 distance mark, the writing was on the wall. No one was going to catch the Wolfpack Racing Honda. And Adam Chambers had taken another win here at mighty Manfeild and moved himself further up in the standings in the Supersport competition. Adam Chambers, the man of the moment here at Manfeild. He wins the final Supersport race from Toby Summers, Jaden Carrick, Jeremy Holmes, Alistair Hugenbotham and John Ross. One question, where was this form at the beginning of the year?
Yeah, Christchurch is always our bogey track, so yeah, it never really goes to plan for us down there. It would have been really good if it did, because we started off the season really strong, so we knew we had the pace. We just had a bit of bad luck at the start of the year.
For John Ross, it was just a matter of collecting the points and wrapping up a back-to-back championship here at Manfeild. John, congratulations, back-to-back Supersport championships. You must be absolutely wrapped.
Yeah, no, really happy. That was the aim for the season, and got the job done. It's been sort of not an easy weekend, but we hadn't done anything special weekend. Just rode it, kept it safe, kept the bike coming home every time, and job's done.
So Canterbury's John Ross is the Supersport champion twice in a row now, from Toby Summers in second place and Alistair Hugenbotham in third. Fourth place is Adam Chambers. The doubleheader round here at Manfeild meant that as they rolled out to the line for race 4, Dennis Charlotte had already wrapped up the championship and the Suzuki was already sporting the number 1 plate. As the bikes fanned out heading into turn 1, a clear leader had yet to be established. Now over the worst of his Taupo injuries, was the first to move, but the danger was coming up from behind. Craig Sheriff's championship season to date had been an absolute shocker by his own high standards, but here at Manfeild something had finally gelled and the local was on a charge. One by one he picked off his opposition, and as the laps wore down it was between fellow veteran Tony Rees and Auckland young gun Jaden Hassan for the win. Whilst the Auckland youngster, who had taken his maiden Superbike win the day before in his Motul Suzuki, hung tough, the newly married man from Fielding would not be denied, crossing the line first to the cheers of the very knowledgeable crowd. But Craig Sheriff gets the monkey off his back and records his first win of the 2014 season here in the Superbike class in race number 4. Jaden Hassan, just 19 years of age, in second place, and then it's Tony Rees from Wakatani. Craig, it's been a long time coming this season, but it must feel pretty good.
Yeah, it feels like my first one all over again, to be honest, after the disaster that we've had this season. But yeah, we've just been chipping away, making small changes, small improvements, and I've been faster than I've ever been around here in my life, so I guess it worked.
So this is the last Superbike race of the 2014 New Zealand Superbike Road Racing Championship, and a great start once again from Tony Rees, bike number 11. The Honda CBR 1000 RRR going into the front. Young Aucklander Jaden Hassan, just 19 years of age. You're watching from the camera on the back of Sloane Frost's Fujitsu Suzuki. He's a little further down the field though, but this young kid, what a sensation he is. Started this season very well on the Superbikes. A learning experience for him. Good move coming there from Scott Moyer around the outside of half the pack there through the infield S's and up into the hairpin now. So Moyer on the move, but out in front it's the young gun. That is Jaden Hassan on the Motul Oil Suzuki. What's 2 for Dennis Charlotte? He said now the championship's wrapped up, he's come out to race and he'd like to win a couple. Well, he couldn't do it in race number 4. Can he do it this time round? 77 is James Smith, still recovering from those injuries he sustained in a qualifying crash on the Saturday in Taupo. They're on board here with the Superbike champion, replete with the number 1s on the side of the Avon City Suzuki Underground Brown GSXR 1000. This is Dennis Charlotte. Just ahead of him, Tony Rees. Great pictures as they work their way out of the Pepsi Max sweeper and down the front straight. There is 11 Rees, there is number 4, that is Sloane Frost, and 87, the TT winner from Taupo, that is Scott Moyer. Rees being double teamed here by Frost and Charlotte to go back into 4th place now. Looking out the back at Sloane Frost Suzuki, remember he's in 3rd. There is Scott Moyer looking for an outside run on Rees, can't quite get it done as they go through the infield S's again. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 1st now on your screen as they work their way up into the hairpin here through the serpentine section of circuit around this 3.03 kilometre track that is the Manfeild Auto Course. Hassan leads it, Charlotte is 2nd, then it is Frost, then it would be Rees. You're on board here with Scott Moyer. Next man on his gun sights would be the 11 just up in front of him, the Honda Insurance rider. There's Tony Rees. Now you get the other perspective of it looking out of the back of Sloane Frostbike. Here comes the big charge though from Scott Moyer as they head down the back straight here at Manfeild. Going with them is Craig Sheriff. Sheriff buoyed of course by his win in race number 4, his first for the Superbike season for him. Out in the front though it's still the youngster, and that is 41 Jaden Hassan. Started off in the 125 Grand Prix class, moved up to 600 Superstock and then up into Supersport just 1 season ago. Now's made the major step up to the Superbike racing on the Motul Suzuki, just getting away here from Dennis Charlotte. Just 19 as I said, and he's a big tall drink of water. He's around about 6'4". If he wasn't going to be a motorcyclist he probably should have been a basketballer. Back on board here with Moyer, trying to find a way around Sloane Frost. Well, they did this last week in Taupo as well. It was nip and tuck all the way. No change at the front of the field as they head down the Denny Holmes straight. Charlotte just getting a little bit closer. You're on board with him here. Under brakes, he goes down the inside of the Auckland youngster, and can he make the pass stick? Yes, he can. So Dennis Charlotte goes into the front as they go through Higgins and head out onto the back straight. Well, Hassan must have missed a gear because he's dropping down through the field like a stone. He's back into about 5th place now as Charlotte takes command. Sloane Frost in 2nd. Welcome back to Mighty Manfeild. This is the final Superbike race of the championship season. Sloane Frost got a great drive out of Higgins, and that's shown here as he flies past Dennis Charlotte, the champion-elect. You see the number ones on the underground brown Suzuki, but it is Sloane Frost in the front now, and he's just run a little bit wide as they come down onto the front straight here, and I think that's going to open the door once again for Charlotte. You're on board here with Charlotte. Does he take the number one spot back? Yes, he does. So Charlotte leads it. Frost in second place. Then we would go back to Tony Rees, number 11, the Honda Insurance's Honda, Suzuki, Honda, and then Craig Sheriff's in the mix as well now, along with Scott Moyer from Taupo. Brilliant racing, and Hayden Fitzgerald makes his presence felt as he moves through into third place as they work their way through the infield S's. So the Suzuki's coming to the fore here in the final race of the 2014 Superbike New Zealand Road Racing Championship. Hayden Fitzgerald, the man on the move. You're on board here with Sloane Frost, and here comes the number 6. The Ross Graham sponsored Suzuki of Hayden Fitzgerald. Hayden doing double duty today. He's already wrapped up the Superlight National Championship, a title won many times by his famous father, and now the younger Fitzgerald can put his name on the title. Hasn't had quite the same luck or the drive in the Superbikes as Sloane Frost works away at him here, goes round him as they come through the Pepsi Max sweeper. Oh, a bit of a problem there for Dennis Charlotte, and that's going to bring the pack right up to him again, and Hayden Fitzgerald is going to lead the charge. On board here with Scott Moyer. The battle for 4th and 5th. And there goes Lyndon McGee, the Australian, on the M1 Motorsport Valvoline-sponsored BMW. Well, he's had a great weekend here at Manfeild as well, and he's going to move up the points ladder, 6th or 7th going in. He's going to improve on that here. There he is on the BMW M1 bike. That's the bike that Sloane Frost rode last year. So Lyndon McGee will have not so fond memories of Manfeild. You're watching him here from the camera, looking at the back of Sloane Frost's bike, and you just saw a massive near high side there from Scott Moyer, so he'll drop down the order. Lyndon McGee had a terrible crash here at Manfeild in the Suzuki Series just before the year ended, and suffered a broken collarbone, and he's been riding with that broken collarbone and injured wrist right throughout the season. But he's finally starting to come good here. He's not good enough at the moment because it's Charlotte in the front. Back on board here with Frost in the second place. Now has the BMW got through him? Well, that'll be ironies of irony, won't it? The bike that Sloane Frost ran last year, absolutely hounding him, and he has got through. So Lyndon McGee, the nephew of Australian motorcycle royalty in Kevin McGee, up into third place now, and he's done an Adam Chambers as we saw in the Supersport. He's come from way down the pack. So he's up into third. Suzuki, BMW, and then another Suzuki in the form of the Red Baron Motorcycles Fujitsu number 4 of Sloane Frost. Frost, another one, returning to full speed and action after a devastating crash at the Wanganui Cemetery Circuit. Broke his wrist. On board here with Scott Moyer. It's Sloane Frost just up in front of him. So once again we see a freight train in the Superbikes. There's absolutely nothing in it. This is the best Superbike racing we've seen for years and years. No taking it away from the past champions, 9-time champion Andrew Stroud, of course a legend, and 5-time champion Robbie Bugden. But there's any one of these top 10 riders could win at any stage here through the 2014 season. And Lyndon McGee is a graphic example of that as he tries to make the move on Hayden Fitzgerald as they head down into the Pepsi Max sweeper. Once again, you're watching here from Scott Moyer. Up ahead of him, it is Sloane Frost, then it's McGee, and then it is Dennis Charlotte. So Charlotte, the champion-elect, well, he said he wanted to race hard. He's getting that race whether he wants it or not because he leads them going into Toyota. You see the way the Suzuki, the back just steps out of it, and that allows Lyndon McGee to get just a little bit closer. McGee, the Australian's been commuting regularly to the 2014 rounds. Remember, we started off at Ruapuna, we went to Timaru, we had a 2-month break, and then we had the sensation of Taupo, and here we are to wrap it all up at Manfeild. And is Dennis Charlotte going to go out on the winning note, or is the Aussie going to spoil the party? Lyndon McGee gets closer and closer with every beat of the 1000cc engine sitting underneath them in the BMW, but Charlotte holds on to it for the moment. Dennis Charlotte, the champion-elect. He's a 2-time 600 Supersport champion of New Zealand. He's never won a Superbike championship. He has now, but he's not going to maybe end the day the way he'd like to, because look at the acid coming on here from McGee, and McGee gets past. McGee gets past as they come down onto the sweeper once again. So it's the Aussie in the front. Here comes Charlotte down the inside. You saw the head shake from the BMW of McGee, and that might be enough for Charlotte to get back into the lead. And it is. So Dennis Charlotte back in the front. The underground brown Suzuki leads the BMW, the M1 Motorsport Valvoline BMW of Lyndon McGee. And the chasing pack aren't too far behind, I can tell you. Sloane Frost leading the charge. Scott Moyer is in there. Craig Sheriffs is in there. Hayden Fitzgerald is in there. There they are. Fitzgerald and Sheriff, so they've gone past Sloane Frost now. As the laps wind down, is the Aussie going to carry the day here at mighty Manfeild? Down the Denny Holm straight for the last time. Here comes the last lap charge from Charlotte. Well, he's known for it. Is he close enough to make the pass as they come into Higgins? Tries to go on the outside. This double apex turn has been the scene of so much drama here at Manfeild, but he's not going to do it, I don't think. I think the BMW's got the pace. And as they head down the straight for the last time, Charlotte tries to draw level. Just can't quite do it. McGee leads it. Charlotte chasing hard. One corner to go. Can the man from Canterbury wrap up his perfect season in the perfect way? No, he can't. The Aussie's going to get the win. Lyndon McGee takes the final Superbike race here at Manfeild. In second place, it will be Dennis Charlotte. But what about the racing in the Superbikes? Lyndon McGee wins it on the BMW. Charlotte second. Hayden Fitzgerald third. And then it's Sheriffs, Frost and Moyer. Redemption for Lyndon McGee, a crash in December, and now a winner.
I knew we'd been strong all day, and S1000s looked after the tyre really well. So, I knew I could win it, and I never doubted it from the first lap.
Well, he couldn't win the battle, but he wins the war. Dennis Charlotte is the Superbike champion for 2014.
Dennis, what a way to sign off the final Superbike race of 2014. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was pretty good from where I was standing. I think I would rather be on the sideline watching it. It was an awesome ride. Loved it. I just wish I'd gone just that one step further for my last ride, but hats off to Lyndon. He rode well. All the Superbike riders are riding right close to the lap record, so it's really hard to be in the top 10 even. So I'm wrapped. It was just an awesome ride.
No doubt about it, the doubleheader weekend worked to secure the titles, and Dennis Charlotte picks up his first Superbike title at the ripe old age of 45.